The back facade of this house was originally covered with wood. Through the years, it needed replacing. The owner chose to remove it. He liked the wood look very much, but he didn't want the maintenance anymore. I have the perfect solution. What are we about to do? We'll combine the best of both worlds. We'll install these PVC panels with rigid foam core, which have a decorative top layer. This top layer is hard to distinguish from real wood, but is maintenance-free. By choosing rigid foam, we opt for a durable and resistant solution that can withstand the weather conditions for many years to come. Furthermore, the material is impact-resistant. You can choose between multiple wood patterns. We opted for the Sheffield oak pattern. The rock wool insulation on this wall needs replacing, so we removed it. Or replaced them with these PU sandwich panels. They're the perfect base for our lattice. In the places where we will be working on a brick wall, Roger attaches the insulation directly to the wall using impact plugs. But in several places, the subfloor consists of wood. So there, he'll use a wood drill and wood screws in combination with insulation fixing plates. Finally, he uses PU foam to close the seams in the corners. As a ventilated facade cladding system will be installed, which has to be mounted perpendicularly on a subframe, the next step to take is to install the slats. To make it easier, Roger places a temporary starting slat at the bottom, which is leveled. This is the starting point for the rest of the slats. In order to make the timber frame, we use impregnated wood, which means it's resistant to molds. If you're working directly against an existing wall, you have to provide a thickness of at least 24 mm. If you're working like us against insulation, provide at least 32 mm. This is necessary to allow proper ventilation between the insulation panels and the cladding. Measure the height until the starting slat. Later, this will be removed, and then you'll maintain that opening as an air cavity. From the total length, you have to subtract 2 cm for the air cavity on top. Saw the slats to size. Pre-drill the slats using a wood drill. In order to ensure a beautiful countersink, you can use a countersink drill to finish. Then drill through the holes using the impact drill. Finally, fix the slats with impact plugs. Use your hammer to tap the plugs into the holes and tap the nail into the wall. Always maintain a maximum center-to-center distance of 30 cm between the slats. The fastest way is by using a custom-made slat. Check in between if the slats are leveled. We've chosen to install our facade cladding horizontally. This means we have to put in our timber frame vertically. You can also install the cladding vertically, but then you'll have to provide double timber frame to maintain the ventilation shaft. At the bottom, a ventilation profile has to be installed now. That will keep dirt and vermin from entering and keep the air gap sufficiently open for ventilation. Cut the profile at the same width as the lattice. Use a box cutter. Then remove the bottom reference slat and install the ventilation profile. Put a starter trim against it and screw them tightly together into the slat. Now we'll check if the starting profile we've just installed is leveled. This is the base for the entire wall. At the upper side of the slat, only a ventilation profile will be installed. Screw it against the lattice as well. In the inner corner left, an edge trim will be installed. It consists of 2 parts that click together. First, install the first part, but keep some space for the finishing piece. Pre-drill and then fix the profile. At the outside corner right, a corner profile will be installed. This consists of 2 parts as well. The panels slide into the first part. The second part is the finishing. Attach the profile the same way as an edge trim. Pre-drill and then tighten. It's time to install the rigid foam panels. Their standard length is 5 meters. Roger will already cut them to size. Use a cross-cut saw. Slide the first panel into the groove of the starter trim at the bottom. Screw the upper side through the middle of the openings into the slat. Slide the following panel tongue and groove into the previous one and screw it on the slats and continue. If your starter trim is leveled, then your panels should be correct, but check in between just to be sure. The last panel, which slides into the ventilation profile at the top, needs to be cut to size. The tooth on top would be in the way. Roger uses a jigsaw. Roger will use the finishing piece of the inside corner profile to finish the inside corner of the roof projection. Afterwards, he'll also install the finishing piece on the outside corner. On the eave, a normal corner profile will be installed through which water can seep. Now the wall is finally finished. Now our back facade has been clad entirely with rigid foam panels that can barely be distinguished from real wood with the naked eye. The big advantage is that sun and rain don't have an impact and there will be no discoloration. The owner doesn't ever have to sand or oil either. Superficial dirt washes off with water and sponge. The ideal solution. Have you missed this episode, or do you want to watch it again? Visit our website www.dobbit.be and don't forget to subscribe to our online magazine. I'm looking forward to seeing you again for the next job.